Greetings, everybody. Strategic Sage here. Welcome back to Motorsport Manager. Halfway point now of 2023 season. We're off to Yokohama in Japan with still a 32-point lead thanks to that crash by Mueller, who we're going to really hope pulls out of his funk. There were 7 people in the pit crew, but I rejected 4 of them outright, and the other 3 didn't really help us. So we really don't have any new arrivals there to announce. Nobody, obviously, that left. Had one person that had to rest, but other than that, we're looking pretty good. The forecasting center is going to be done actually a couple days before the race, which is good. And then we're going to finish up our work on the rear wing, try to get those out on the track while we move into the nose, which is the final part that we haven't developed. And that's going to be crucial for Yokohama. Won't be quite ready yet, but we can work some on that suspension to hopefully improve our odds there. Of course, the long run, what we're looking for really is to catch up to Toyota in this big gap between our car and theirs to help us pull away from them and secure our goals of beating them to the finish line over the course of the year. But I do still like, even with the disappointment in the last race, I like where we are at this point in the season. Now we do have a bit of an issue here with our mechanics. We can let their relationship drop a bit. They're a little bit unhappy, or we can give them $500,000 and boost that up. And I think it's worth the money at this point. We've got enough money. Let's throw some money at them to make them happier. Greasy wheel gets the oil and all of that. Well, we've got about a week left until the race, but I'm going to jump in here because we've got a vote for bonus points on the fastest lap, which I excessively do not care about. We will abstain. And the prediction was it would go through, and indeed it will. Everybody. It's a good thing I didn't try to vote against it. So, okay. We usually go for more consistency, but it's all for next year, so not really too important to me at the moment. And that's our second nose part, so we're ready to jump into a third. Our options here are not great. We've got 2+ risk level options there. We've got this one here, and then I think that's what we want. Nope, this will actually give us a higher amount, plus it's cheaper and faster because of the -20 to max. So the -20 to max lowers the upper limit, and this just gives us less performance that we've got to gain out of it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and build that. We'll not be ready till after the race, but that's going to be our third part now for all of the parts that we can improve. So we've got these out here. I'm going to want to max those out, and then we'll be able to just start working on the nose. And you know what? It's not going to help us for this race, but let's put that out there for a little bit of performance boost as well. It doesn't really even need that much. You know what? We're not going to use it for this race. Let's hold off. I'm going to reverse my field on that. Let's put these out here, and actually right at the end I'll probably just want to max out some of the other stuff, get it to 100%. Brakes are crucial for this race. I hadn't thought about that. That's what I want to do. I want to get these out there. It'd be more important to have them up than the rear wings, I think. Yeah. This is probably about the right timing. Let's stick with that. Okay. And it is the front wing, the nose. That's going to be key here. Good track for tire wear. Said our car's average at best. You can't expect me to put in my best performances when I'm working with inferior material. Maybe design a few new parts, improve one we already have. We've been doing that. And this is average. This is us. We are well short of Toyota. I'm aware of that. I've been working on it. They're doing a really good job of staying ahead of us while we push the average down. But we are not average. Vivian, you are a liar. All right, so our new forecast is in place. Since it's supposed to rain for the race, it should be particularly important for us there. G-Drive expected to struggle, and everybody's like, yeah, Toyota, go Toyota. Toyota's got it. Hopefully not the case, but it's definitely going to be an issue. Okay, so our nose is potentially the best now once we get them out there. So that's good. All right, now let's get those new parts out there because we should be able to get better rear wings out on the track. These are up to 91%. That'll help them absorb, but they've got to absorb for this race. There we go, 89 and 93. That should do it. And that moves us to second and third. Very nice. Oh, yeah. Getting the better rear wings out there. We're still number 2, but we're close. Our gearbox, still third. Our nose, down to 4th now. The suspensions are second. But we've got the number 1 rear wing. So that really seemed to boost our overall there. So we'll see if that allows us to really get the upper hand on them more significantly as we go forward. 24 degrees and heavy rain. Sponsor choice is obvious. Medium tire wear, very low fuel burn, so we'll be able to really tighten up our fuel controls. We'll need to watch out for that, be a little bit more aggressive at the start of this race. And with the tires that way, we're probably going to default to mediums and then see how that rolls going forward. But very nice to see the improved competitiveness of our car. Halfway through our 2nd season in the Endurance Top Flight, 3rd season overall, we are right there with the best in the world in this discipline. Well, at first glance, our qualifying results here don't look great. We just barely missed out the sponsor objective. You can see Jackie Chan beating our best efforts by 3 thousandths, and then our second car down all the way in 9th. But that's because mostly of the tire situation. We actually did no work on the softs in practice. Mediums are what we're going to want for the race, and then we also did some work on inters in the rain. And those should do well for us during the race. Now, just missing here cost us 600K, and I don't like that, but I'm going to deal with it. All right. So the weather is going to be the key factor, I think, here. Is it spaced out so that our medium tires benefit us? Do we win the changeovers like we typically do? You know, if there's a lot of changeovers between rain and the dry tires, that could either hurt or help us, probably would help us. But if there's some shorter stints in between rain where soft tires are better, then that will hurt us. So it all depends. Now, we're going to start off dry, but that's probably only going to last, what, 45 minutes, maybe less? So here's a good example. The start of the race, softs are going to be better. But since we're all in on mediums, I think we're going to go that route anyway. And boy, do I want to do that, or do we just want to go with inters? How much rain are we going to get? I mean, we don't know. It said heavy rain for the day. I'm going to bet on rain. We'll see how much that pays off. Inters and race trim. Let the others get off to a good start. Let's dominate the rain periods. That's going to be my goal here. Whether or not we do it or not, that's a whole nother ball of wax. Okay, so we're going to be at approximately 45 minutes-ish. And it's a 1 minute 20 track. I'm going to be a bit on the careful side on the fuel, due to not knowing exactly when we're going to want to come back in. But we're not going to have any 61 laps. We're going to go with 23. So, boy, I don't know about Negrao starting out. He's looking really good. You know what? He's improved to the point where he's basically equal with Mueller. You know, we're going to go with it. We'll have Van Hoer be our short man today. At least it looks that way. And we are going to stick with our mediums. We'll just burn them. We'll see if the other cars know what they're doing in terms of limiting their fuel. And hopefully we know what we're doing as well. Similar type of dilemma here. Castelli looking strong form early. I'll let her have it. Let's give the hot driver the advantage. And away we go. 7-7 and 5-6. So Castelli not as good as anticipated, but McGraw's doing well, better than expected. So we'll see what does he decide to do at the start. Almost everybody on softs, but some are on mediums or even hards. Boy, McGraw drops quickly, and then we're bouncing around all over the place. Now Castelli, we should be able to handle the temperature pretty well. But I just want to wait and see where we are. McGraw up to second. He's not using a lot of fuel, but he's frying the tires. Which is actually okay. Because we're not going to run out of tires. Not on this stint. So, just behind Poppy Orr from Rebellion. And it was nice to see Rebellion get the pole and not Toyota, because that obviously helps us. We're just holding off Toyota at the moment. Okay, yeah, our tires are holding fine. We're going to want to push for Castelli. McGraw now slipping to third. He's really backed off the gas. Okay. Medium. Conserve. Let's just get you out of that red zone. So second place and 10th. And in the early going, that would put us second for the race. Very competitive early behind Rebellion. Toyota not doing well. All of that positive for us. Okay, let's slow down again. Switch back to neutral. And then neutral here too as soon as we get out of the red zone. That should be good. Okay. So now we just want to ride this. Second and 9th. So if I was right about the distance, we're about halfway now to the end of this first stint. It's going to be a relatively short period of rain. So we're going to have a short stint on inters. And boy, judging that fuel is going to be so crucial. Still holding close to the lead, though. Okay, we're on hybrid the rest of the way. So I think it would have been better off to carry more fuel, as it turns out. Just starting to get some water. McGraw getting stuck in traffic a little bit there. So I'm going to want Kasthelyi in first. And I got to see how much we're losing a lap, because there's only so many laps this we can do. 30-second gap in between. Yeah. We don't have enough fuel to run forever. I'm going to bring her in. This may be too early, but I'm going to put up with it anyway. Okay, so this is going to be a shorter stint. I think I'm going to want Briscoe. I like Ludwig on the longer ones. Well, maybe not. Just trying to do a little math in my head. It should be about a full length. Okay. Ludwig, prep for full length, enters stint. We go with 35 on the fuel. That's just a guess. Let's go balance. 17% is a little higher than we usually are. And then Negrao, you'll come around one more time. Definitely go to Mueller. Same basic treatment. Others have come in and they're going to dry tires. Why are you all going to dry tires? Big, big, big mistake by the other teams. Good stop, and a couple seconds shorter than we expected it. We didn't overlap there, did we? I don't think we did. They were just close. No, you don't. It's not quite wet enough yet, but it will be. Okay, so neutral, harvest. That's where we want to be. So a little more fuel and coming in a couple laps later would have been better. It's definitely not getting wet quite as fast as I thought it would. So, that's not a fatal misjudgment, but it is a misjudgment. No other cars on Inter's up here with us. They're going to have to stop. So we're definitely going to get away with it. Mueller now making ground. I think we're definitely into water wet enough now. Yeah, we're going to have that extended period of slowly drying out there. And it's going to be dry for at least a while. That's not showing any track grip developing even after it dries out. So, yeah, we probably just can't see the end of it drying yet. Okay. But, I mean, it's clear that we have more vision than before. Not a lot more, but a little bit. Oh, doggone it. Okay, let's sync these up. Mueller running away with the race at the moment. Ludwig almost a minute behind. But he's still got his good part coming up if we get to it. Eek. Well, I ran down that energy way too low. Okay, focus on the fundamentals here. Obviously, getting car 2 up further in the pack is going to be huge. But at the moment, we're winning the race just over Toyota and Rebellion. If we get Ludwig up further, which I think we have a good shot at, then we'll be looking much better than that by the end of the day. Yep, it's going to remain dry for a while. So we're going to have a significant set now, full set on mediums, coming up after this for our third drivers. And unlike a dry race, of course, we can't just plan out the whole thing. We just kind of got to take it as it comes. We're going to be close to a full stint here, though, if we don't make it. A couple of them have already gone in for a second stint, but everybody's going to have to change to dry. Well, except for the ones that stayed out on hards, but they're stupid. Did it again. It's a minor thing, but it just sort of offends my sense of pride of doing things correctly. I don't think we have enough tires to go aggressive. Could be wrong, but I'm going to stick with the neutral plan. Mueller with a full minute lead, but, you know, up to third now for our second place. So, yeah, we have seized control of this race in the second hour out of 6. Anytime now they could tell us to come in. Yep, there it goes. Okay, so we're going to slow it down. I'm not going to have time to get Ludwig into the fired up zone. No point in messing around with that. Okay. So we're going to come in for Briscoe. Fresh driver. Fresh medium tires. And I think... Boy. I think 35 laps was probably about... I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to drop it down to 33. And I'm going to stick balanced for now. But Mueller has such a lead that I'm going to start going safe with them right away. Yep, there they come in and they screw up on the front jack. Awesome. Mueller, you're going to come in for Vantour, who hopefully picks things up. Switch to mediums. and go safe. Wow. Just over a quarter of a second. Oh, no, it says 2.3 there. I thought it said a quarter of a second. Other one, that's weird. Anyway, that's a good mistake as mistakes go. And we screwed up on the rear tires. Two mistakes, yeah, almost 8-second mistake, even running safe. That really irritates me when we were doing safe strategy. Okay. Still in the lead, but annoying. So everybody's out on dry tires. We're a pit stop ahead of a few of these teams. We'll see where car number 2, Briscoe, actually ends up. Van Hoer through with his hot session of driving. Gradually drying out, and we are going to see more rain. So really hope we can. Boy, we're gonna have to stretch this stint out if we can. So I'm probably going to want to go directly to inters. I don't think I can get there. Okay, so I'm going to go low and conserve. I'm going to stick on low and get that tire temp down as low as I can. I just want to do everything I can to get as much distance out of this. This is going to be a really long stint for these guys. It's probably going to be their only stint of the race. I just got to stretch it out as much as possible. And unfortunately, these are the lower stamina guys. But I've got to make everything last. See, temperature-wise, it's going to stay where it is. And we're going to move up to neutral on the tires in a bit here. I think we're ready now for Briscoe. Just keep it right down there. And now you're ready. Going to keep it on low. And that may be, you know, I mean, maybe we don't need that much fuel or whatever, but I want to do everything I can to make it last. I'd rather have a little bit of extra fuel than not make it there. I think I'm going to need to stretch this stint out by like 15-20 minutes if I can. It's not just once or twice around the track. Nope. Too bad. Deal with it. There is a method to my madness, fellas. I'm giving you more track time. Be grateful. You're going to be worn out by the time you're done, but still be grateful. We now have the top 2 positions. Man, we're crushing it. So this is looking like a great race for us. We've just got to make sure we keep it that way. Really like where the tires are right now. They're holding steady. We're keeping the energy up. Not messing anything up with that like we did earlier. Briscoe drops to third. That's okay. Not happy with it, but it's okay. That's another spot for Rebellion, too. That's not Toyota. Still about a third of our fuel left. Definitely going to be able... I think we're going to be really close to it. I think this is going to stretch it out enough. I hope. It's going to be close. No question. Yeah, and it's going to be wet for a while. So we're looking at a full stint on inters there, it looks like. About 5 seconds, 6 seconds, you know, so yeah, their tires are wearing down. And okay, they're pitting and we retake second position. Less than 10 minutes now away from when we would normally stop. And it's not going to be too long till the rain starts. We're going to want to do these pits back to back starting with Van Hoor because we are about a minute in between. Now it's raining. Let's just back this off. Still under 4 laps of fuel. I think definitely if we'd run with a higher fuel mode, it would not have worked well. And Briscoe drops back again. We are not wet enough. That's for sure. Almost halfway through the race. And obviously this will be a crucial pit stop for everybody. Yeah. I don't see this doing anything but remaining at, at inter level. We're going to need somebody who's ready for a long stint on inters. We'll switch back to normal propulsion for a bit. We've still got some fuel to use. Let's use it. As usual, we'll flip back when we get to the 2-lap marker. Grab whatever energy we can up till then. Definitely, not too much fuel. We're now 2 to 5 minutes beyond normal driving time. We're starting to get close to that fatigue area, which begins at about 30. There we go. Oh yeah, you went a little bit low. Now the tires starting to have issues. So hopefully they will call us in soon. %70 energy. We got a few more laps left in us. Should keep getting wetter. Briscoe's tire is going to start getting interesting soon. There we go. Alright, so we're going to pit Vantour first. Just to make sure there's plenty of space in between. Mueller or Negrau? And really either one would work. I'm going to give it to Negrau and have Mueller finish the race, I think. So we're going to switch to inters. Let's make sure we have plenty of fuel. We're going to go back up to 35. Parts appear to be okay. I'll go with a standard pit stop on car number 2, but I think I want to keep playing it safe with car number 1. Okay, now we're going to go with... I mean, for a stint that's likely to be a long one, I think I want Ludwig out there. Okay, I got the job done. This will be, of course, the more high-pressure pit stop without safe protocols. But they accomplished that as well. And let's go up to medium. Second half of the race now. Yeah, it's just going to keep getting wetter. It may even get up close to the wet line. Car number 1 leading the race by over a lap. Just barely over a lap over our teammates. We've got a 20-second lead on the field. And Toyota has now rallied to their normal second place, so we're not going to bury them. We are exceptionally aware of that. Bring those tire temps back down. Negrau racing well. So I think we're down to safe pit stops now the rest of the way. Don't stress out the pit crew any more than they're already going to be with the 2 mistakes they made earlier. But having a 2-mistake race in which you win easily, barring a screw-up, that's something I can definitely live with. But that's more than enough down. So I have to watch the tire life in terms of how long this stint lasts. Maybe need to do some more conserving later on in it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to get super wet there. It's going to dip back down a little bit. Temperature is going to go up and down. So we're just going to ride it out without being aggressive. Nope. Not in these conditions. We're not taking any extra risks. Remember what happened to Mueller last time out. That was just, regardless of what he said, that was a mistake on his part. McGraw really tearing it up now. And Ludwig doing well also. Not as good, but excellent driving by both. See. Yeah, so we do a long stint for Mueller at the end. And then here, long stint for Castelli, possibly. We'll see. See how far we can wind down the clock on this one. We still can't see to the end of the race, but it doesn't look like it's going to do anything but keep being wet. And yeah, temperature's going up. We definitely want to conserve here. Just keep from overheating these tires. Ludwig getting even better, up to 8.5. Boy, lots of heavy traffic there. A little bit nerve-wracking in this kind of weather. Looks like the rain's going to lighten up towards the end, but no particular sign of it actually stopping. So I think we're going to want to run Ludwig up to or really close to his maximum. Now he's in the zone. We can get another 20-25 minutes out of these drivers. We're going to be looking really good. Although I don't think we're going to get quite that much because of fuel. Get as much as we can. See how close we can make it. I'm okay with running the energy down. But I should probably be going... Yeah, I should probably be going low again. We've got a big lead. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize it was that low. Okay. Definitely go hybrid. You go hybrid. I was thinking more long term. I wasn't paying attention. Let's see how much he's losing per lap. So 0.75 to start this one. Go neutral on the tires. Okay, so we don't have very many more laps to give him. I'd like to get it down a little bit more. Okay. Let's pit Ludwig this time. Now the question is 129. We'll have enough time for her to stay out there. Okay. So we're going to continue to go inters. Yeah, it's going to stop raining at the end, but we're still going to have water. Okay. And I'm going to give lots of fuel just to make sure that we don't run out. I think that's more than I need, but the thing about it is, I don't care. I just want to preserve what we have going on here. The Grau will follow on the next lap. And I have just enough fuel to get around. Mueller, you're getting the same treatment. Whole bunch of fuel. Safe pit stop. Okay. Castelli is out for what we're hoping will be the final stint. We're going to go conserve right away because we're going to make these tires last as long as possible. The tires are going to be the challenge here in making this work. Going from 10.0 to 7.5 is a drop-off, but not nearly as much as it could be. Okay. Medium conserve. Add lots of fuel so that we could stay on medium. Want both drivers on harvest. They're right where they should be. And we're first and third, and we're about to get first and second again. Yep. So now we're just going to see how everybody else shakes out. Toyota and Rebellion close in second and third, and that's looking like a 50-point lead. We're going to go up from about 32 to a 50-point lead if we don't botch this. Keep an eye on that temperature. It's going to go down and then back up. Let's go ahead and switch to neutral. Switch both to neutral. Boy, I don't know if Mueller is going to have enough time. It's going to be really close. We might get a point penalty on him. I hope we don't. But if he's off, it'll be by 1 lap, and it'll be a 1-point penalty, and I'll take it. Prefer, of course, that that doesn't happen at all. Let's ride with our leaders for the next hour plus to the finish. Yeah, it looks like Mueller is going to get a 1-point penalty. It looks like I was just a bit early on stretching that out. But I mean, look, he's got enough of a lead. I could pit somebody else for him right at the end. Yeah, I've got the time. That's probably what I'll end up doing. Prefer not to do that, but is what it is. So who would it be? Yeah, I guess I'd throw Van Hoor back out there, or Negrau. It'd be Van Hoor, I think. Negrau's going to be recovering for a while. Well, that's unfortunate. If I stop it here, like 59 and a half, yeah, that's going to be like 20 seconds or something. Well, the thing is, it shouldn't actually penalize him for it because when the clock hits 0, I would think it would stop adding stuff on. Because the clock will hit 0 and he'll just have to finish that lap that he's on, most likely. You know what? Might be worth just experimenting with it. We'll see what I decide to do. I'm not sure. We're under an hour here. Basically a coronation at this point. And yeah, we've just passed the wettest part. Track's going to gradually get a little bit faster. Temperature's also going to go up. Nobody closing in terms of the competition. Car number 2 does not have a lock with 20-some seconds, but a minute and a half up there up front, that is a lock. "40 minutes left. Let's bring it home, boys. Mueller, you're going to win this race to help redeem yourself from what you did last week. Hopefully that'll get you back on the track of not wanting to look for a new job." It appears that he wants out of the endurance series. Maybe he's just sick of endurance racing. It might have nothing to do with our team. Tires are definitely going to get pretty bad. And the lead has shrunk now back here. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Switch to low. Nope, that's not going to happen. You switch to low and you're going to... Yeah, ugh, that's not good. How are we looking up here? Getting kind of close on the brakes, but not quite there. I'm sure glad I put that effort into brake reliability going into this race. More pit stops happening. We've got a big lead. So now we've just got to finish. Just got to get you around the track, Vivian. Ooh, somebody having bad problems over there. Smoking engine. Yep, Tommy Milner has a mechanical issue. You might say that. See if anything else ships, but right now Toyota has slipped behind Rebellion for this race. They just got a spot back. Nothing really to be done about that. Suppose we could go conserve for a bit here. probably going to be fine. I'm just going to make sure that I don't mess anything up here. 6 minutes left in the race. Yeah, it's going to be less than 20 seconds overlap there. So unless it's bad timing right when the race ends, I think we should be good. We're going to leave Mueller out. Just going to see how it works out for entertainment and experimentation's sake. 3 minutes. And I think our tires are now down as far as I want them to be. Let's go neutral. Yeah, and the time should be up by the time he hits the finish line. Okay, you can go down to low. That'll make even more sure it is. Yep, just waiting for him to cross. Penalty warning. But you just... Oh, they did actually give him the 1 point. Even though he crossed. Even though the race was technically over. Okay. I'll suffer that 1 point. Took the top 2 spots. Other than qualifying, there's absolutely nothing to complain about here. Rebellion gets that +2. Looking good. No Toyota on the podium. We're back up to the number 1 and number 2 teams. And a 54-point lead. All is right with the world. So now at the halfway point, it's not over, but it looks like it would take a pretty epic collapse now on our part to lose this season. So now I think I'm firmly into how soon can I finish it type of deal. With the double points coming at the end, boy, what on earth are you upset about? So you won the race and lost a bunch of stats back to 3.5? Okay, you must have just lost some temporary bonus you had. I'm thinking 1 or 2 races at the most is the earliest we're going to be able to clinch. But still, it's nice to have those kinds of problems. Looks like Castelli did in fact bump up her adaptability. Still wasn't enough to take her above the 3.5. But if she bumps up like the overtaking, smoothness, feedback, she could get there. And quality all around driving. And there's our next nose. So, we're just basically looking to accelerate away from the field at this point. Looks like it's all over but the shouting, but we don't want to be overconfident. Want to make sure we get our job done each race. Off to Vancouver next time as the second half of the year begins. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. More Motorsport Manager coming up soon.